So in last video we have studied a few concepts related to pole and residue. Now we are going to extend those concepts in solving a problem. So the key important notes for solving a problem are two. So the first method in finding the residue is, if suppose you have the function f of z and you have identified the pole and the pole is of order 1, then you can find the residue of that function at z is equal to a by just taking the limit z tends to a into z minus a f of z. That's it. Remember, this is applicable only when it is a simple pole of order 1. If suppose the function, the denominator term of the function has pole of order n, that means the power exists for the denominator z minus a whole square, z minus a whole cube at different values of z, then finding the residue is little bit difficult, where you are supposed to take 1 by n minus 1 factorial. N is nothing but the corresponding power. You need to differentiate n minus 1 times, okay, with respect to z, into z minus a whole power n into f of z at limit z tends to a. So you just have to keep in mind, if it is pole of order 1, you just have to take limit z tends to a, z minus a, f of z. If it is pole of order n, then you have to consider 1 by z minus a. Okay, here also limit exists, which I have written here. You need to differentiate n minus 1 time. N is nothing but the corresponding power into z minus a whole power n f of z. Apply the limit at z tends to a. So let us understand and try to find the pole and the residue for this function. Remember, we don't have integration here, so don't apply Cauchy residue theorem. It's just finding the pole and finding the residues, that's it. So for that, first and foremost, see the denominator term. It has to be in the form z minus a. Okay. So I have taken both the terms of the denominator of f of z. So what value of z when I substitute, the term becomes 0. So that means z is minus 1. So can I say z is minus 1 is a pole of order 1, because the power of that term is 1. Now when I put z is equal to 2 here, positive 2, 2 minus 2 will be 0. So z is 2 is pole of order 2 because the degree of that term is 2. Now we are going to find the residues, right? So here you can see we have two terms in the denominator. So we have two residues, one with respect to z plus 1, one with respect to z minus 2. I'll start with the first one, right? So residue at z is equal to a. So what is the first pole value we have? Minus 1. So what are we supposed to do? Z is equal to minus 1 is pole of order 1. Here we have in the last video, if it is a pole of order 1, you just have to take limit at that point into z minus a, f of z, that's it. So as per the formula, we are defining the pole of order 1, so limit z tends to a, but instead of a I have minus 1 into z minus a, so it's z minus of minus 1 into f of z. What is our given function? So the given function is z by z plus 1 into z minus 2 the whole square. So you can refer the formula in my lecture. So limit z tends to minus 1, z minus of minus 1 will be plus 1, z by z plus 1 into z minus 2 the whole square. So the main aim of applying this residue, the pole point will be eliminated. You can see z is equal to minus 1 was a pole point, which automatically gets eliminated and your function will turn out to be an analytic. So when z tends to minus 1, we have z by z minus 2 the whole square. Now you can easily apply the limit. So when z is minus 1, so it's minus 1 by minus 1 minus 2 the whole square. So it's minus 1 by minus 3 square. So it's minus 1 by 3 square is 9. So one part of the residue at the pole Z is equal to minus 1 pole of order 1 is minus 1 by 9. Similarly, we have to do it for the second where the denominator has power. So when it has power, use the second method. So now I'm taking the second case, z minus 2 the whole square. Z is equal to 2 becomes a pole of order 2, right? Since it is order 2, we cannot use the first calculation what we used. We have to use the second formula. So what is the second formula? Residue of f of z is equal to a 1 by n minus 1 factorial, okay, d to the power n minus 1 by dz power n minus 1, z minus a whole power n into f of z, okay, for the limit z tends to e. Because here we have some order power mentioned, this is nothing but the value of n. Now what we are going to do, substitute the value of a has 2 and n is 2. So 2 factorial, 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 factorial is 1 itself. D to the power 2 minus 1, so it's 1 derivative dz. Z minus 2 whole power 2, because a is 2, a is nothing but the pole, n is nothing but the order, degree, into f of z. F of z is z by z plus 1 into z minus 2 the whole square for the limit z is equal to e. So what this pole does now, you can see the pole point is being eliminated. What is a pole point? Z is equal to 2 is a pole point. That has been removed from the function. So it becomes analytic there. So d by dz, z by z plus 1 for the limit z tends to 2. After you differentiate, kindly substitute z is equal to 2. So either you can write the limit here or you can write it at front. So here we need to apply quotient rule because it is in the numerator and denominator. So denominator square, denominator into differentiation of z with respect to z is 1 minus z into differentiation of z plus 1 is 1. So carefully simplify and then later you can apply the limit. So limit z tends to 2, z plus 1 minus z by z plus 1 the whole square. So positive z and negative z cancels out. You can carefully apply the limit. So limit z tends to 2, it is 1 by z plus 1 whole square. So when you substitute the limit now, the residue exists, the function exists. So it is 1 plus 1 square, which is 1 by z tends to 2, right? So it is 2 plus 1, so it is 1 by 9. So that means z is equal to 2, pole of order 2, the residue is 1 by 9. So same procedure we need to apply when we have integration. Actually for this we have not taken integration, we just took the residues at z minus 1 and z is equal to 2 by our own, and we have got the residue value for the pole minus 1 and 2. So when you have an integration in the LHS, then you should think of Cauchy's residue theorem, which is nothing but 2 pi I into the given sum of residues. If suppose the same problem, they have given integration C, z by z plus 1 into z minus 2 whole square, and if they ask us to calculate the residue, okay, because of this integration, okay, you can use the formula 2 pi I into f of z, provided the residues lies inside the given curve, okay. So based on that residue theorem we will have in the next video. So you can check the problem in the next video based on Cauchy residue theorem. Thank you.